The first time I tried an auction sale, I understood why some people get so hooked. It can get kind of personal, especially if you're emotionally too invested. So going into one this summer, I knew I had to keep myself grounded. But it was trickier with this one because I was trying to score a matching furniture set that was being auctioned separately, the vanity and a tall dresser. Luckily, the competition tapped out after some gentle outbidding, and I walked away with both pieces for about $50 each. There were some unique elements about this design that caught my eye. From the bakelite knobs to the glassy gemstone-like finish on the drawers, I felt I can do something really cool with it. They hinted at this restrained Art Deco sort of influence that I wanted to bring out more to the surface. Condition-wise, the surface was heavily worn out with scratches everywhere, but the wood itself was still holding strong and no hardware was missing. After prepping the surface, I applied liquid stripper and wrapped everything to keep it from drying out too fast. The next day, I stripped off all the old varnish. Now, one exciting step in this project was turning the vanity into two nightstands. The original setup didn't really make sense, especially with the mirror's strange, oversized design. Plus, not so many people use vanities like this anymore. So converting it into something that actually fits modern homes gives it a longer life, a better shot at being passed down instead of tossed to the curb. That cut left some wood sticking out, so I leveled everything flush with a heavy-duty sander. Next, I sanded the entire surface to remove the leftover brown, starting at 150 grit and finishing with 220. I finished the sides with a carbide blade, and that was easily one of the most satisfying moments watching that beautiful grain pop. At this point, I couldn't wait to get to those special drawer strips. These were finished in a way that gave the illusion of glass or polished stone. I imagine they felt pretty sleek in the 50s. This is really what chasing old furniture is all about for me. Distinctive details no one makes anymore. So I always try to find a way to bring that back to life, instead of covering everything and hiding the very reason that made the design so special in the first place. Each of the 12 casters got the full treatment. One trick maybe worth sharing here, aside from the classic vinegar and baking soda bath, is using a bit of toothpaste to make the metal shine better. At the end, I added a drop of 3-in-1 oil for rust protection. The knobs were different though. I had to go gentle to avoid damaging them, mainly scrubbing with lots of water. The central piece of these knobs is bakelite. For those unfamiliar with bakelite, it's basically an early ancestor of modern plastic from the early 1900s. Truth is, my mother-in-law knows her antiques, and she's actually the only reason I even know about them. So here's a quick shout out to Bob Chef. The veneer on the sides was slightly warped, so I cut a thin strip to help it settle flat. Glued it back down, and moved on to filling the holes left from splitting the vanity. After that came some detail sanding to get into the lines. And then even more sanding to really deep clean the whole piece. The top drawer had some stubborn stains. I'm suspecting nail polish, but I was planning to line the drawers anyway, so I wasn't really concerned. Alright, we're finally done with all the stripping and the cleaning and the dusty environment. We're ready for some colors. I went to the store to restock on some supplies and I was ready to apply the stain. I applied 2 full coats on the frame, only a thin coat on the sides, just to let the grain show a little bit. The gel stain worked perfectly for the frame where I wanted a deep solid tone, but much less cooperative when it comes to the side panels, where I needed some opacity control for that visible grain. It was clinging too heavily and resisted even coverage, so it took me a lot of extra work to fix that, but I did manage. Now on to what may be the most fun part of the project, creating gemstone looking veneer. I grabbed a tiny bottle of sap green acrylic ink and mixed that with a little Varthane clear finish and applied it in multiple layers just to get that rich dimensional look. I finally sealed it with clear coat to reinforce the glass-like effect. Next, I grabbed my furniture repair kit to color match the patched up holes. I now prepped my station to spray the final finish, which is polyacrylic mixed with a tiny bit of water. Home stretch. I picked out these gold geometric patterns on peel and stick to line the drawers. I thought they would really help nail down that Art Deco inspiration I was aiming for. After putting the knobs back on and taking a final look at the drawers, I wasn't fully convinced. I had skipped scanning the drawers thinking they would look nice with just a clear finish, but I was quite wrong. So despite every inch of my soul itching to wrap up, I had to make that final tough call. So I undid the finish and applied a very thin coat of black, leaving the pattern mostly visible, before sealing everything back with polyurethane this time. After the fact, I do believe that was the right call. I think it did take the look to the next level and made it that much more cohesive. So I'm really glad I pushed through on that one. The casters are back on, everything's upstairs, and it's finally showtime. So here's a reminder of how we started, and here's how it all ended. Now I'm turning to you to help me put a price tag on these. So again, the base cost was about $100, not counting materials. As for labor, let's not go in detail about that. It would sound like a terrible investment. Otherwise, do let me know what you think of this transformation and what you would have done differently. And finally, don't forget to like and subscribe. Take care of yourselves and keep flipping.